Well, everyone, Scott Sylvan Bell coming to you live from Sacramento, California. It's April 1st, 2016. Years flying by really fast. So here's the thing, it's noon. Figured perfect day to talk about sales training. Now, the other day I put a video up talking about Fight Club, how it's one of the perfect analogies for salespeople to deal with buyers, where it's a test. Well, the same thing happens when salespeople go to look for a job or they look for training. Okay, so just reset the whole process for you. In Fight Club, there's a scene where they're building the house for Project Mayhem, and Brad Pitt's character, Tyler Durden, is trying to kick the guys off the porch, telling them they're not good enough to go away. Right? And then Edward Norton's character comes back and says, hey, you know, everything's going to be all right. So you got the antagonist going, get off the porch! And then you got the guy who's there to save him, which is Edward Norton, going, hey, no, everything's going to be okay. Well, the same thing happens when you go and you look for a job. You know, sometimes the companies will give you some pushback to say, go away. And they're waiting to see if you, the salesperson, go, no, time out, I'm good enough, I can stay in the room. No, we'll call you, right? So like one of the most common things that a sales company may do, or a company that does sales, may like give you some sort of weak objection at the end, like, oh, all right, we'll be in touch, right? And I've done this to salespeople too, where the guy goes, okay, and he gets out of the room, not realizing that like an interview for a sales process is really a sales call. And so when somebody says, oh, all right, we'll call you, that's like the same thing as I want to think about it, or I'm going to get other bids, or whatever the thing is that that objection is going to be. It's the same thing. So owners of companies do this, managers do it. Sometimes when for some of my processes for sales training, I'll do the same thing. So I had a guy come to me about 3 months ago, I want your sales training. And it was for something very specific. And I pushed back and said, you're like, I'll come back to you, I'll get back to you. And so like a couple weeks later, he's like, I really want your sales training. I wanted to see how dedicated he was, because it was going to take a bunch of my time and effort to train him for what he wanted to be trained. It was very specific. And so he passed the test after the third time. And he like, excuse me, look at me, he goes, Scott, that's crazy, you're turning down business. No, I'm not. I needed to see how dedicated the guy was to the training process that I was going to give him, because I didn't want to have the guy start and then want to quit in the middle, because that's just not good. It would have wasted a bunch of my time and a bunch of his. Whether I get paid or not, that doesn't make any difference. I didn't want to have to waste the time with somebody who really didn't want to do the work. Okay? So just know that the Fight Club scene is a perfect analogy for the sales process. It's a perfect analogy for coaching. It's a perfect analogy for a lot of things that you do. So watch the movie, check it out. If you're not a big fan of cursing, probably not a good movie to watch. It is older. It's like from 1999. So it's like 17 years old, maybe 1996, maybe 20 years old. But check it out. There's a lot of cool things that you can pick up from it. But watch for the porch scene when the guys go for Project Mayhem and everybody kicks them off the porch. Just know that's like the hiring process. That's like the process to get a promotion. Like people are going to push back and tell you no. They want to see how serious you are and if you're really there to get a yes out of them or not. Okay? Works for dealing with buyers, works for dealing with clients, works for dealing with getting a job. Cool? Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. Yes, you know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then, what's really cool is you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.